and I'll put my hand on his neck and put a gun in his face and say, break yourself, fool. Give me the money out your pocket. Give me the money out your pocket. Put it in my hand. And then I tell you, you tell somebody, I'm going to deal with you. Get to stepping. What is that called? That's what we do to God every time we don't time. And you so big. Thank you, dude. I'm glad you didn't hit me. And every time you hold God's tithes back, you're walking up to God and say, break yourself, fool.
Mercy. Mercy.
And you think God don't see you? He said, you're cursed with a curse. So my first advisory, if I had any advice to give you, when you come back, go through the books, even though you get them. And some people say, well, I gave that week. No, go back to the envelopes.
All right.
Because some of your leadership is cursed. That's why some of the people are flowing out of here. I'm going to, whatever God has me to do from now on out. If you're in leadership, you will be a tither. I don't care if you don't have a job, you will tithe your time and your talent until you get some treasures. Did you hear me? And listen, and I ain't tripping on people giving to other people's needs. That's Bible. You ought to give to other people's needs, but the tithe is for the storehouse. I said, if we had tithes right now, they would be questioning insurance. Let me get back to where I was. No time for distraction. That was a little commercial. Get back over here. Okay, so the worst thing I ever seen is somebody come to church and not getting what they need. We shout, we talk about how good God is, but we have nothing to give the world. And sometimes God permits the leader to move to show the church what we really got. That makes sense in the Bible? This ain't even about him. God doing what he's doing in him. This is about you.
That's right. That's right.
But for the people that came, how many of you just came? You ain't in leadership. You just came because you got an issue you need God to help you with. Where you at? You ain't in no leadership position. You just came because you need some help. Y'all ready? This man said, I'm coming to get what I'm coming to get in spite of what church folk was doing. He did not leave. He waited. Because he figured if Jesus had been to the church, he'll be back. And so he said, I'm going to keep going until I get what I need. What I need is something for my son. And so when Jesus finally shows up, he stays there. He didn't get distracted in spite of what was happening with church leadership. He stayed. And listen, and he also stayed there even though Jesus wasn't there. And he also stayed in spite of himself and his need. He just figured if I keep coming, I'm going to get it right. If I keep hearing the word, it's going to change me. And if I keep being around it, it's better than where I've been. If I keep hearing the word, I got a chance of my life changing. I got a chance of going from smoking 5 blunts a day to 1. I got a chance just to be able to move up from drinking a 12 pack to 2. I got a chance to be transformed if I stay around the word. So the man stays. And when he stays and he finally gets a personal audience with Jesus, you do know he will give you one. Oh, you didn't hear me. You didn't hear me. No matter what's going on, I don't care what's trying to distract you. If you stay focused, he will give you a personal appointment. And so the man finally gets a personal appointment with Jesus. And he says, this is the problem. He says, my son, which means he's taking ownership. This belongs to me. This is sick. And the sickness is affecting me. Somebody say, give me Bible. He says, Jesus, the Spirit takes my son and tears him and throws him to the fire. It throws him to the fire. Throws him into the fire. Throws him into the water. Come on now, it takes him and it does what he wants. He's an addict. He got problems. He got some real issues. And he's so pissed off and so angry, he gnashes with his teeth to the point of foaming. Have you ever been so messed up that it manifested? You tried to drink, you couldn't get away from it. You tried to smoke, you tried to get away. You got an anger problem, and you couldn't get away from it. Matter of fact, you're so angry and you're such a coward, you hit your woman to make her cry for you. It's called domestic violence. We say real men don't cry, which is a lie from the pits of hell. That's a lie from the pits of Hades. Real men do cry. It's the punk that don't cry. Matter of fact, the punk makes you cry for him. What he does is bust you in your mouth or bust you in your eye, then turn around and say, I love you. Make you cry for him because he's such a coward to cry for himself and say, I can't manage my life. Because that dumb spirit grabs me. And so what the Father's really saying is, he's only acting the way what you can't stand about your kid right now. What you can't stand about your own child is what they reflect. Okay, so the book says that he's saying, what he said, he takes him in the gnashes and he foams at the mouth, and then he says, bring him to me. And when he gets in front of Jesus, hold up, don't panic. You got to stay focused, no time for distraction. When you finally get him to come to church and somebody come and say something dumb like what you got on. Somebody like they so deep and so anointed, they say something stupid like, you come to the house of God dressed like that. What if that's the only thing I got, you self-righteous pompous fool? You dress perfect, but your heart is ripped because you don't even have a spirit of grace. Negro, I got some clothes out of a bag. Somebody gave to me. I would have came up in here with shorts on, Negro, in my prison shirt, but somebody gave me a shirt. You come up in here with all this loose rap. Running people out of God's house, talking about you in the spirit. You ain't in no spirit. The issue ain't what I got on. The problem is what I got in, and I need Christ in me to get this out of me. And heck, I might change my clothes after that. And if I don't, it don't mean I ain't got God. The man said, man, we got a problem here. My son comes to church, and we finally get here, and whenever we say we ain't going to do it no more, whenever we say we're going to change, it gets worse. Jesus. Whenever I say I'm going to get better, as soon as we look like we're going in a positive direction, just when I make the right plans to change my lifestyle and change my structure, I ain't going back to it no more. I stay clean for 90 days. And
come on now, you talking to somebody.
Come on, man, I said I ain't going to do it no more. I said I ain't going to creep like that no more. I ain't going to let him in. And then when he comes over and I got my t-shirt and my pants on, I said I ain't going to let it go down like that. I ain't going to do it no more. And then some of you just say, well, God knows my heart. But the truth about it is, yeah, you know your heart is wicked and deceitful, and nobody knows it but God. You don't even know your own heart. Have you ever said what you would never do? Have you ever said what you would never do? I never chase after no Negro, and you putting baloney on his cop. I never smoke crack, and you ever did that and just fell in love with it? Anyway, let's go wrap it up. Let's go wrap it up. I got church. All right, check it out. So the book says that he's telling Jesus the story, but Jesus, look at Jesus. In spite of, Jesus said, I ain't got no time for distractions. The man tells him the condition, but then Jesus put the ownership back on the parent. Look at the text. He says, how long has he been like this? What triggered this? At what point in your child's life did they lose it? He says, of a child. Since me and his mama divorced, and she put him on Ritalin to get the check for $465. I mean, how long your child been like this? Since they labeled him LD and BD and ADHD in school, ain't nothing really wrong with him. He doesn't need his daddy, but I don't like him. She been sleeping around like that, just acting fast. It was since her daddy left and one of my boyfriends messed with her, but that ain't the reason. She should have been walking around with no t-shirt on in front of him. How long your child been acting stupid and not passing his grades? Well, when around about the 3rd grade, I noticed that he was having some problems, so I didn't take the time to get him a tutor with Sullivan or something like that. He was in a Title I school. They had funds for him, but I was too busy partying.
Mercy, come on, help us, help us.
How long your child been like this? And the man says, Lord, bottom line is, we messed up.
All right.
That's right.
Okay, you got your point across, Lord. I know I'm part responsible for the condition of my child. I repent. And he says, but would you please